Okay. Menu. System program. Password. Enter. How many menus do we have? 8. How did you come from this to the figure 8? Ah, the other end. Okay. System config, we'll do later, please, because there's another deep menu. Device program, we'll do later. Now let's have a look. Creating device group. We have a very powerful tool. We can, let's say you have a theater or a stage where the people sitting down and those shows over there on the stage and these pyrotechnics, okay, smoke and whatever on the stage. Now, like we know, the smoke can activate the detector. We don't want the detector to be activated while we have a show. Let's give you another example, a place where you get married. Also, sometimes over there, they do like pyrotechnics, smoke and this and that. And we don't want it to be activated, the detectors over there. So what does the owner of the hall do in order for it not to be activated? No, he does magic. You know what's magic? He goes to the control panel, disconnects 2 things. 1, electricity, 1, battery, no false alarms. It's a fact. So what we suggest is this product, which is called ADR-7000, Addressable Disable Unit. We put it wherever you think you want to put it. It needs a loop, that's it. And it has a key. So the maintenance guy, whoever is in charge, will turn the key, press disable, and it will disable only the devices that can be affected by that pyrotechnics, smoke. And the kitchen will carry on working. The basement will carry on working. The office will carry on working. Everything will carry on working. This will be disabled. Now we as technicians can set it to be disabled from 1 minute until 900 minutes, 15 hours. So if you know the wedding is 3 hours, put it for 4 hours. After 4 hours and 1 millisecond, everything starts working normally. It goes out automatically. I don't have to be next to it. Let's say the show was cancelled. I can move the key and press the release button. When I press the release, everything is activated again. In order to do that, I have to go inside the control panel and create a group. Not a zone, not a device, a group. This is the only place we're going to use this group. That group can contain inside loop number 1, loop number 2, number 8, number 7, I don't care which loop. If it's inside the group and I press disable, it will disable all of those devices for the period of time that I program. So over here I build a group. Let's create a group. We can create 20 groups. In other words, if there's a few holes, I can create one for this group, one for this hole, one for this hole, and this can be next to each maybe backstage, I don't know where, of that hole, that hole, that hole. And the guy that's in charge before the beginning of the show disables the elements on the stage. You can do up to 20 like these, 20 groups. Right now I can see, and the way of thinking how to program it, it repeats itself with also programming the devices, the system. It has the same way of thinking. Let's have a look. First of all, I can change the word. Instead of group number 1, hall number 1, hall number 2, main room, stage 1, stage 2. Okay? How many devices are selected right now? 0. Which loop would I like to choose the device? I have no choice, it's only loop number 1. Let's say I would like to take many devices, okay? I would like to take loop number 1, address, 1, 2, 3, I will start playing. Address number 1, now is it selected? Enable. Selected. Address number 2, is it selected? Enable. Enable. Selected. Number 3, I would also like number 3, selected. Number 4, selected. Number 5, selected. Opa. What's the problem with number 5?
Not programmed.
Not programmed. Because we didn't program it yet, I'm waiting for the device programming to program it. Okay, so we'll wait for it. Okay, sorry, my mistake. Number 6. Enable. 7. Enable. 8. Enable. 15. 16. 17. And 18. Okay? So I built a group. One of them is missing, I don't know who, let's see. Address number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's not missing. I have 15, one is not programmed and 2 I didn't use. Perfect. Save. Okay, I created a group number 1. It includes 15 devices. We'll play with it later to see what's going on. Diagnostic. Diagnostic is also a friend. Enter. I can do diagnostic of the SLC, like I told you. I can do diagnostic of the loop, of the LON, sorry, and also for the remote annunciator, but in another menu. Let's start doing diagnostic. Opa! Look what happened.
Address 5 not programmed.
It shows me that this address is not programmed. In other words, the control panel found it, picked up a flag and said, you have, by the way, address 5 in the site, but it's not programmed. Okay. Now it gives me a subtotal. Connected 18, programmed 17, not programmed number 1. Same address, 0. By the way, if I had 2 number 1s like before, and I would have done diagnostic, the 2 number 1s, the LED would have been working. You'd see the LED working in here and here, like the monitor. Quit. Loan. I've got no loan. So basically it transmits something and receives something, but now I don't have a loan, so it has no meaning. Diagnostics. Clear reports. When we finished a project, Mr. Technician, when we finished a project, and we were playing, we had faults, we had alarms, but now system okay, and we want to give it to the client, we'll go inside the report, clean everything to 0, and tell him, this is yours, have a nice day. Because he doesn't need your history of your project before. You don't need 1,256 faults. It's not true. It was before. Start from 0. And let's say you go after 2 weeks over there. You go inside the faults, and you see faults. You know it's new. It's new. Clear reports. I have 3 alarms, 55 faults, 1 walk test before I did, and I can delete it. I can clean it. Let's clean the faults, because that's always, the faults come quickly, so I don't have to play with it. Enter. Are you sure you want to clear the faults? Yes, I'm sure. Cleared. 0 faults. You must never do this if you have a legal problem. A legal problem. There was something happened, and you want the guy to come and see the history, and you cleaned it. First of all, you to blame. Why did you clean it? This is the history. If you cleaned it, it means you did something wrong. And now there's no history. So it's very suspicious. Don't do it if you have a legal issue. Only when you start a new project, or you tell the client, look, I'm here, I see your history log is very full, I would like to clean it. Is that okay? Yes, you can clean it. Change password. Listen carefully about change password. I said there are 6 passwords. The first 3 belong to the operator, the end user. 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 6 times 3. Like I told you before, 6 times 1 is a very simple, stupid one. All it can do is silence. That's it. You don't have to change it. The reason I'm saying you have to change something, because after you entered the control panel, it shows you a sign, low security, please change password a month, more or less, after you have started working with the control panel. Now the reason it shows you here, low security, change password, and you haven't had it a month, because when we send you the control panels are open. In Israel, we sell them closed. And the customer has to enter with a code, with the application, and activate the control panel, and then he gets an 8-digit code, he enters it, and then he starts activating, then he can go inside. Because you overseas, and it's difficult, the code and everything, so you get it already open. So that's why you saw straight away, I don't know if you noticed, it's written low security, please change code. You can always say, okay, tomorrow. When your tomorrow is finished, one day you'll try and enter the code, and then he'll tell you, my friend, now you're changing it. You cannot continue inside the menu. He'll tell you, stop whatever you're doing, change the code now. you cannot continue. So you have to change it. But if it shows you, also for security reasons, let's say you forgot to change it, that's not good, it's not advisable. When you finish the project, always leave the project when you change the default codes. You don't want people to know the 6x6. You must change it as a default. So we have 4, 5, and 6 that belong to the installer. 6 is the strongest. 6x6 can always change all the codes of everybody. Now let's play with it. Change pass. First I'll show you low security, please change code. Low security, change default password. It's written here already. Let's change. Programmer number 3 can see all the codes. Address number 2, programmer number 2 is disabled. Let's open it. 6 times 5. Since we don't need it, I'll disable it. But you can give it to somebody else. You can give it to one of your workers. But the big boss can keep the 6x6. Number 1, disabled. We did it as a default because most people need only one code, they don't need more codes. Let's go to operator. This you don't have to change, I told you it's a default, very simple one. Number 2 is disabled. If I'll enable it, 6 times 2, let's disable. And number 3, I must change it. What would you like to change it to? That you'll remember. This is the operator. Okay? Oi. What would you like to change the 6 times 6? Everybody will remember it. You must make it something friendly. You have visitors. You don't want them to know your code. What I do, I just change one digit, 1, and afterwards 6. You'll see also on the videos. That's what my code, 1, afterwards 6. That's it. If you change one digit, it's enough. Save. Advanced, it's got nothing to do with you. This is a deep menu that belongs, that Telefire can do things. There's a special code that generates every day. It depends on the date. It has like a very complicated logarithm. But it's in order to do things inside the software, like sometimes it's also illegal, not EN and not UL. I'll give you an example. In my suitcase, in our suitcase, the demo kit that we take, okay, we have no batteries because you're not allowed to take batteries on the plane. So I went inside the deep programming inside, and I told the deep programming inside, don't check batteries, it's illegal. Because every control panel needs the batteries. And if I disconnect the batteries, I have to know about it. But I told it, don't take any notice. Okay, that's an example for illegal. But I did it because I go overseas, I don't have batteries. So it doesn't check the batteries. And also ground fault it doesn't check. Because I have exactly what you have here inside the demo kit, the suitcase. That's an example. Detectors initialization. Where did we see initialization before? Refresh, that's the right word. To refresh a detector that was in maintenance, and we put in a new detector, and now we tell in the CPU, please refresh, check the value. This does for the whole panel. Don't ever do it after a year, 2, 3 years in the project, because then it will wake up a lot of dead values that you don't want to wake them up. When you finish the project, before the customer comes, you can do it, no problem. And if there's a problem, you can fix it now. Maybe 1 detector, 2 detectors. But don't do it in the middle when everything is working. Then like mushrooms, ding, ding, ding. Let's go out for a second and see that the system is clean. We don't have the sign low security password, please change anymore. Menu, system program. Aha, that's the wrong password. 1. It seems like I did it on purpose, but I didn't do it on purpose. Okay, we have 2 left. System config and device program. Let's go to system config. Listen carefully. System config, you can write it down, is in charge of the configuration and programming of the motherboard. Okay, this green card that we have here, this menu is in charge of programming the motherboard. System config. Now let's have a look. How many menus do we have here?
23.
23. This is the first one. We said that this panel can work in a net internal panel. 32 panels. If we have the other one, we can use the other one, Nimble. But LON 7000, it works like this. What's the name of the panel? Panel number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Over here we determine the name of the panel. Panel number 1 will remain number 1. Main screen message. This is for you, Kelvin. Here you can write Kingfire. Advertisement. And then, no, it's true. And then it will be written on the control panel. Installed by Kingfire or something, whatever. You just play with it.
Display under the logo.
Ah?
It says display under the logo. What do you mean? That's the logo.
This will go under the logo of Telefire. You'll see the Telefires on top and Kingfire. Number 3, panel description. Let's say I connected it in a hospital. Like I said, children, So I can write here, children, geriatric, or whatever. Partners, like I said before, we are able to make this master or slave, or 5 masters, 20 slaves, whatever you want. Here you can determine who are my partners. One can see panel number 1 can see panel number 2, 3, 4. Over here I do it. because I cannot see myself, okay? I'm panel number 1. Panel number 2 is active, I can see him. If I press evacuation, it will work all over. Reset all over. Silence all over. SLC. Here we determine the SLC loops. Right now you have one SLC, one card loop. Let's say Kelvin wants this to be installed in another building, and then you need another loop. All you can do is order a loop card. Connect it. When you do all the connections of the loop card without electricity, connect it, and then you upload the electricity. And then you go to loop number 2 and tell him you are active and I'm going to work with you. This is for you. Class B or Class A. Okay? When you'll be big, you'll be Class A. Now you're Class B. Class A or Class B. Okay? If I put it Class A and I connected it Class B, it will tell me you have a fault. I did not receive anything on the 2 screws of the arrow going up. Please find your mistake. System language. What language would you like? You have 2 options. Either Hebrew or English. In this case, if it was Portuguese, so the default won't be Hebrew, the default will be English, Portuguese. Russian is Russian, English. Spanish, Spanish, English. Here I don't have where to go, so I'll leave Hebrew. Because my default is English. I mean, the other language is English. So I can have either English or another language, Hebrew. NAC, protocol. What's protocol? Be careful, each one of you. What's protocol? You know, so be quiet. What's protocol? That question is also for you too.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Need for wire body 2 wires. Stop when they oh, silent.
What do you mean silent?
Something will stop but the system will start.
I will start again.
Okay.
If I would like the siren and the strobel to work, but when I press silence, I would like the siren to be quiet and the strobel to carry on working. In a normal setup, how many wires do I need?
4.
4. 2 for the siren, 2 for the strobel. Sometimes I don't have the ability to put in 2 more wires because it takes a long time. In other words, I have only 2 wires there. I can work with protocol, with special brands that we recommend, that we don't recommend. It's a fact. We programmed it to work with this brand and this brand because it's a language. We taught the control panel 2 languages. One language that speaks with the Gentex siren, and one language that speaks with the Wheelock siren. Over here, I'm telling the control panel, the motherboard, have a look. Over here, I'm telling the control panel, the motherboard, if I would work with a protocol, it would be Gentex. Or it will be Wheelock.
This is both conventional, right?
Everything's conventional, yes. Okay? We have, but no. These is what we have on the shelf right now.
So the white one that you have is Gentex. On Wheelock.
This one?
Yeah.
It's very cheap.
This is, I'm trying to be polite. And I'm recorded, so I'll be less cynical.
Be from professional, please.
This is not Gentex and not Wheelock. Let's leave it like this.
Okay.
Okay? When we stop the recording, I'll tell you what it is. This is not Gentex, not Wheelock. This is a conventional one. The most cheapest that you can get. But everybody buys it because it's very efficient and it's cost-worthy. That's the only reason. You heard it makes a big noise. People don't need more than it. But you need 4 wires. By the end of this year, like I told you yesterday, but I said many things yesterday, and we're repeating ourselves many times, we are producing 7 kinds of sirens. For the wall, for the ceiling, only siren, only trouble, both together, okay? Huh? Horn and siren is the same. What is a horn? Huh?
What looks like a different than usually for outside. Not indoor, outdoor. Excuse me,
But we don't have an out. None of them are out. All of them are in.
No, not outside the building. Outdoor, we mean put it here, outside this office, the horn looks like a horn. Different and silence. It's like looks like a detector. Excuse me, I don't want to teach you. You're professional.
Okay, I'm so sorry. In any case, 7 kinds of sirens, horns, and troubles. Okay? And with our protocol, but the most important thing is that it works on the SLC. We don't need 24 volts. So we have a detector, we can put the siren next to it. So this is where we determine if it's Wheelock or Gentex. NAC outputs, this is for you. You asked me yesterday, where can I do silence or non-silence? NAC number 1, if it's activated, do I want to do silence, yes or no? So leave it. If you don't want it, no. Simple, friendly. No protocol. If you connected to Gentex, says, yes, sir, I want protocol. It will know how to deal with the siren. You can connect to the motherboard here, a Gentex. You'll have a strobel automatically. And a siren, once you do silence, this will be quiet, the strobel will carry on working. And then you have another NAC number 2, free, or something else. Number of alarms, up until 6, and you can also do it a drill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means only 6 alarms will activate it. If I do drill, that's my son, 1 second. הלו.
מה קורה?
טוב, מה העניינים?
בסדר, מה מספר?
הכל, כן, כן, אני באמצע הדרכה, אני חוזר אליך, הכל בסדר?
כן, כן, סתם, סייע את התפלט.
אז אני חייג אליך, עוד מעט יהיה להם הפסקה, אני חייג. יאללה, ביי. Sorry. The drill, or 6 alarms, or 5, or 4, or 3, or 2. Okay, we can determine over here how the NAC is going to work. In menu number 8, I can play with NAC 1 and NAC 2, okay? That's obvious. Relays. Over here I can play with the 3 relays and choose the 5 options. Alarm, disabled, pre-alarm, fault, and supervisory. Alarm dialer, dialer number 2, like I told you before yesterday, I can either do to this to work as a fault or fire brigade. 2 alarms or a push button or a flow switch. Remote display. What do we have here? This is the remote annunciator. We already connected it and we told it works class A. Active yes, class A. If I go now to remote display number 2, not active, it's not looking for it. COM ports. If we have to connect the MCOM, the communication card, we have to go over here. It's not open by default because of cyber, because this is the port to go outside with information. Or for someone to go in, depends. Right now everything is closed. Active? No. COM number 1 is the one that was on top. And COM number 2 is on the one on the side. Since I would like to connect Alerto, maybe tomorrow morning. Sorry. I'll go to COM number 2. TCP IP. Make sure that the speed is the highest. This is the highest speed. But now I opened COM number 2. Okay? LON. I have no LON card connected, so I don't have to say you're active or not active. Loop expansion card. I don't have expansion here of an additional 4 loops, so it's an off. Ground fault. This is very interesting. Usually, okay, Singapore is relatively small, but there are some places usually all the problem starts. What day do you stop working and then you have holiday?
Friday.
Friday. Saturday do you work?
Saturday, certain area half day. Shopping mall full day.
The other half, shopping mall. You or your wife? Okay. In Israel, we usually, a lot of people don't work on Friday. Saturday we don't work. And then back on Sunday. Everybody with his own days that he doesn't work. We did here a service for the clients. We put in an option, don't show me. Don't show me and give me an alert if I have a ground fault from now until 96 hours. In other words, if you have a holiday and an ordinary day like Saturday or Sunday when you don't work, and another 2 days of holidays, after when those days are finished, automatically it will go back to ground fault. Because the ground fault buzzer, if it's a ground fault that goes in and goes out, the fault that comes in and comes out, it can kill the other guy on the other side. It can be the most calm guy in the world with the pulse 45, not more, okay? After an hour, he will take a hammer, that's true, and he will break the control panel because he's a guard stuck somewhere and and you can't silence it because the problem goes in, goes out, goes in, goes out. That's usually with water. If it's a cut and dry fault, the earth is touching the minus like this, you can do silence, everything's okay. Because it doesn't go in, goes out, it's stuck. So we can give the option, you on the telephone, do this, do that. Okay, I'll speak to you on Monday. Have a nice day. Like I told you yesterday, everything will carry on working. The extinguisher will work, the siren will work, everything will work. Our concern is that the ground fault minus will also become ground fault plus, and then we have a dead short. That's one thing. The other thing that we have, you see, delayed for 96 hours. The other thing that we have, we can play with the sensitivity. If you remember the window of the ground fault, it was like this. And when it went to this side, it was negative. When it went to this side, it was positive. Now it's in medium. If I do high sensitivity, this window becomes smaller. So I don't need much in order for it to be activated, the ground fault. If I do it low sensitivity, the window goes bigger. You're still allowed by the law to play over here, but the customer won't get the sign of ground fault. Usually you find the symptom in a place where the resistance of the building is not so good. Okay, it's like not so good. Over here you can play with it. Oh, this is for you. Inhibit alarm silence. It also has in the guard and also in the saver. This is what you wanted. Let's say you have a guard, and when there's a siren, he does like this. He doesn't care what the siren is. He already does like this and carries on reading. I can punish him. I can give him, after 240 seconds, after when you press silence, only after 240 seconds, which is 4 minutes, only then it will be silenced. Okay, you can make it 120, maximum 240, or straight away.
No, it's the 3 minutes. Cannot silence.
Okay?
So our default should be green.
Perfect. So when you set up the system, go inside this menu and always put 180. Yeah, very simple, 180. Okay?
Can we request the factory to reset at 180?
Look, there's so many things to do. No, I mean, you can ask, but I don't know if they'll remember or whatever.
So the reason is because over here we have to do batch testing.
So do 120, what's the problem? 180 by itself.
So batch testing meaning that when they come, they pull out, they say they want this particular panel out of the whole batch. We have to give it to them and we have no chance to create.
Misha, write down please.
I know.
Huh?
I know what you
Mr. Horn.
Mr. Horn knows everything.
Okay. I can give your request to my colleague, and my colleague will colleague somebody else. Okay, so it can be done. Would you like water?
No, it's okay.
It can be done. You must just make a boom.
Yeah. Before we send it, yes, we need to adjust this.
Yes, they must do the lock, they must do this, they must do this. They must also do that.
Change on the top.
Before that, my test report.
First, fault delay. That gives you another service. Each one of the 4 special detectors, when you reset them, it takes them about 40 seconds until they go to normal operation. It's not my trick, you're also supposed to know it. If you connected a beam detector, flame detector, aspiration or gas. Because it takes about 40 seconds until they see that everything's okay. It checks himself, it checks the system, it sees what's going on. And until everything's okay, it has a fault. Only after 40 seconds, it will say it's okay. So if you have only one of those devices, I promise you, after you do reset, you're going to get a fault for about 40 seconds. I promise you. You can give a delay for the appearance of the fault signal. Give it a minute. But if there are 2 addressable faults, straight away. We're talking only about 1 addressable device that has a fault. The same thing with the AC power. Sometimes you go to a field, a place where the electricity there is temporarily, and the generator falls, or the main power because a lot of appliances are working so it falls. And it takes about 4 minutes to pick it up. And it happens relatively many times. You can put it for 5 minutes, 6 minutes. And now, only after 5-6 minutes, the AC will start showing you I have no AC. Okay? Communication to ADR-7000, it's not relevant, you don't work with it. Smoke control, over here we program when, what day. USB port that's connected to the control panel if we would like it to be supervised or not supervised. In other words, if somebody takes out the cable, I will get a beep over here telling me, somebody took out the cable, go and check. Sometimes it's connected to a computer the whole time. Remote operation. Remote operation, if I use the Alerto, and I would like to do things with the Alerto besides silence of the buzzer, silence of the sirens, reset or disable, then I don't need to touch this menu. But if I would like to use this as a service, go inside this room, edit the name, and send it, and it will be edited automatically. Or light up the LED to see which detector is 1 or 2. Because I have 2 over here, I have a dilemma, I don't know which one of them. I can do it. But before I do it, I have to go here and enable it for 2 hours. We cannot change the hours. Cyber. We wanted minimum time to be open.
So if let's say, for example, after 2 hours you will automate off. So every time if you want to use the Alerto,
not only for those special things, but reset, buzzer, siren, and disable, you don't need to touch this menu. It's only for the technician if he has to do like things. Ground fault, you don't have to touch. It's part of the menu, you can see it. Okay?
but in order to use the Alerto, you need to link this onto the internet, right? So you need it with a TCP, TC.
I'll tell you what we need. We'll talk about the Alerto. We need 3, you have 3 options. 1, Wi-Fi, 1, TCP, 1, SIM card. The only problem, maybe you understand in computers, so you won't have that problem. You have to open port 8883 on your router.
Okay.
Because that's the gate to Amazon.
Go.
If,
Amazon Go.
Amazon Cloud, not your shopping center, Amazon Cloud. Okay? Not Friday, Saturday, half day. If you understand what I'm saying and you know how to do it, you can work Wi-Fi or TCP, whatever you decide. If you don't know how to deal with it and you haven't got a computer guy, you can buy a SIM, fourth, not fifth, fourth generation, only fourth generation, not 3, not 5, fourth. Okay, because it's not so clever that can, like our telephone can work 4 or 5. Because this modem is for the fourth generation, and data, and then you don't need anything. I think since this is supposed to be your demo kit, break your head, figure it out with your computer guy, open port 8883, and that's it. And if it's easier,
It's easy, but it's easier. If you have access to your router, it's very easy. You just go to 192. In browser, 155 and blah blah blah, and go inside your port. Put your, but you need to ask who is install your internet. It's like this, 2 minutes.
no, sometimes,
I can do it in my
no, at home, but you're not a company.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have firewall, sometimes they have all kinds of protection.
Who's installed the internet? They must know.
Believe me, I know what I'm saying. Sometimes it takes 1 second. Sometimes your computer guy says he thinks he knows and he forgets to do a few things. That's the only reason in Israel why I have a modem router with a SIM. When I go and help somebody, I connect it. I connect my internet to his alerto to show him that the alerto is working and it's broadcast into the cloud. And then I'm calm. And if he puts his internet cable and it doesn't work, my friend, speak to your computer guy. He didn't open port 8883. He didn't. After I show him and I gave him motivation that he has a problem, 2 minutes. Yeah, he did this, now it's working. Okay. So let's save that stage. 8883 must be open. Now we are doing device programming. That's the last menu that we have here. And basically, this whole course is for this menu. Menu, yes. System program. Who am I? My name is Juan. Enter. Device program. In device program, we have two ways of doing the device program. One, manually. I know what I'm doing, so I'm putting this one, this one, this one. Or I did the big project, now I'm just adding a few more. So I'll open them manually and put them in. And one automatically. Automatically is, let's say you have a contractor that does work for you. And then it tells you, look my friend, I put these 70 devices and I programmed everything, give me my money. Hold your horses, okay. I'll take a control panel, I'll do automatic learning, and I'll see how many devices the control panel found. If he wants 70, but he found only 40, 2 options. I'm going to pay you only for 40, or fix your problem. You want me to pay for 70? I want 70 active. 1 second, he goes, found a problem here, found a problem here. No problem, auto learning. 67, 3 missing. Go and see what the problem is. Okay, for plus minus upside down. I did this, I did that. The wire went out, my problem, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Auto learning, 70. Very good. In those 70, the control panel collects all the default values of the cards or the detectors. The detector is a detector. If it's a photoelectric, so you'll see photoelectric. Heat, you'll see heat. But if he sees an output card, like this, ADR-7000, he doesn't know what's connected. He doesn't know that it has to be silenced. He doesn't know that it's an extinguisher. He doesn't know it's a siren. He knows it's an output card. The default of the output card is a sounder. Now, if you connected the extinguisher, let's say not very clever, to the output card, and you didn't change, every alarm will activate the extinguisher. In other words, the extinguisher you do only after you program the control panel perfect, you check the output that it's working like what you programmed, and only before you leave the site, you connect the extinguisher. Okay? The default of the input switch is an alarm. The input of the red button, it's an input switch. It doesn't know it's red. The yellow one, he doesn't know it's yellow. It's an input switch. You must go inside this address afterwards and tell the control panel that address number 18 is a switch. We know it's a switch. You don't have to tell me, we know. But the mode of operation is not an alarm. It's a release push button. Okay? And if I want to do supervisory to this switch, the default is alarm. You must go inside this address and tell her you're a switch. He knows that it's a switch, but your mode is supervisory, not alarm. You must change it. There's another way. If you have like a plan and you take a pen and you write, I would like address number 1 to be here, 2 over here, 3 over here, 4 over here, 5 over here, 6 over here, and etc. I can do the programming with the same cup of coffee that I mentioned before, offer a nice shower, and program the work that I'm going to do tomorrow with the devices. After I'm finished program it, I have the as-made plan. Then I can give my worker, which is called Misha, Mr. Horn, the plan with a box of detectors and tell him, please my friend, this is the plan. These are the detectors. You see room number 1? You must take address number 1 and put it in the room. Number 6, go to that room. Number 20, go to that room. Because I already programmed the control panel and I know that number 1 is room number 1. It's written room number 1. That's one way of doing it. The second way of doing it, if you have a contractor that does the work for you, he puts wherever he wanted to put and he brings you the as-made plan where he put the detectors and the cards, and then you program like what he gave you. But don't do a mistake like one of the hotels in Israel made. They wanted to do renovation in the hotel rooms. They took off all the detectors and put inside a nice big box, renovated the room, and then they took a white detector and put here, and another white detector here, and another white detector here. So it seems like the CEO room, when there is fire, it's written toilet. And the toilet is written room number 20. And not only that, about 200 same addresses. Or type missing or whatever. In other words, if this is a meeting room and you have to do renovation, you take off the detector, you put it inside a nylon bag, you close it, and you write meeting room. or behind the detector, meeting room, if you have only one. When you take it, you must always put it back because it's addressable. Number 12 is written meeting room. So he's waiting for number 12 to go here. Okay? Now I'm reminding you, address number 5 is not program. Menu, system, program. Let's start going over. Device program. I can do automatic. I don't want to do automatic. I would like to see what's going on. Number 1 is a photoelectric. That's true. Address. And it's, you see there's a V, check. It means that it's active. Number 3, gas detector, CO. Number 4, heat detector. Number 5, there's an X on it. Let's wake it up. Enable. Now there's a V. As soon as I do save, hello to you, good morning, it's alive. But, what detector is this?
Heat and smoke.
Heat and smoke. Because we have this plastic sticking out, it's a heat and smoke. And let's say I don't know, it's also written here. But since you told me, so now I know, I'll go and call it by its name. Is it a photoelectric detector? No. Heat detector? Gas detector? Input? A switch? Power supply? Sounder? Lamp? Extinguisher? Control out? Isolator? CO and heat detector? Photo and heat detector. Let's say you made a mistake and you did CO detector and photo. It will tell you type mismatch because that's not the right detector or not the right device. So heat detector, perfect. Let's carry on. I don't have to go out and go in again. Already programmed it, so let's carry on. 6. Number 6. Which one is number 6? It's the ADR-7000. What is an ADR-7000? Please don't think, just give me the correct answer because it's written. Sorry? Relay model. And what did you say?
Class B.
Class B.
I'm looking at 742.
Exactly. Don't make mistakes. ADR-7000 is one addressable relay module. Now I'm going to ask you something. Please listen and just do what I'm saying. We have a few menus here that in the end it gives me an output. We have a sounder, it gives an output. We have a lamp, it gives an output. We have a control out, it gives an output. We have an extinguisher, it gives an output. Now, my little request is, if it's not something that does wheel, okay, you mustn't call it a sounder. Call it whatever you think you want to call it. Don't make it to be as a sounder. I'll explain later why. I'll explain now. Later is become now. Okay? In the alerto, me as a technician, when I go and do and check the building, I can activate the sirens in loop number 1 or loop number 2. Now, if I connected another output and I called it you are sounder, Let's say I took the output, the relay code, ADR-7000. I connected it to switch off the electricity in the building. I can do it, right? It's an output relay. But I called it sounder. It will work, I promise you. And I do check sounders, please. In loop number 1, what will happen? What will happen? The relay will work, and then what will happen? And then what will happen? You've got no more job. Okay? You do have a job, not in that building. You understand the mistake? Sounder, you program it as something that does will. Only that. Not even a flash. Very good. So this is an output relay code. I don't want this to be a sounder. I can either make it control out or lamp. I'll call it control out because control out has many options. The control out can be activated when I have an alarm. When I have a fault. I can take this and program this to be as a fault. I can give it a device matrix. I can build something as soon as somebody steals 2 detectors, this can change over and do something. Electrocute them, okay? This is to activate a fan, damper, speaker, control out speaker. What card is it? What number is it?
So you're not class J anymore.
You're becoming a class A now. Disable. I can also take the output and make it as a disable. Have a look. Inside this, we're going to program it later. Inside this TAU700, I have an ADR-7000. As soon as something disabled, all it does, it's connected to the plus from the SLC, and all it does, it will light up this LED. For indication for the guy that's 100 meters from the control panel, that he pressed the disable, and everything, and the devices are disabled. Now this won't work because I didn't program it. But we'll program it now, I promise you. Okay? This is an enable switch. Electronically, if you want to know, all it does, it cuts either the plus or the minus, I don't remember, of these switches. So they're not clickable. When I do like this, then it gets a minus, then it's clickable. So number 6, I'll make it fold. Okay? I'll make it fold, and I'll make it general, because I'm playing now. And it's general only if I have 2 folds. If I have 1 fold, it won't change its position. If I have 2 folds, you'll hear the click. So that's number 6. Number 7, switch alarm. Number 7, this is number 7. ADR-805. I will leave it as an alarm. This is 705, 8 and 9. It's written 8 and 9. Whenever this will be on the demo kit on the wall, it will be much better for your eye. You can see exactly what's going on. So believe me, this is 8 and 9. Number 10 is the input model. What can I connect to the input model? It's about the 20th time that I'm asking. What? Sorry?
Break glass.
That's one answer. Okay, no problem. What else? Break glass is a switch. What else can I connect? And basically that's the only card that I connect to. What can I connect over there? Ah? Let's see these nice people answer. Sorry? Which ones? Conventional detectors. And inside those conventional detectors, we have the 4 special detectors. Yes. This is the only card that can do it. In this card, it's an input model, and then we have many modes. Who can give me modes? Let's look for them. I'll help you. One of them is the alarm mode. What else? Supervisory. What else? Disable. That's true.
Pre-alarm.
Pre-alarm. That's true. Fault. Yeah. No, it's an input. This is an input, but not an output. I can program it many things. I showed you many examples. How about reset? How about silence? How about release button? Let's have a look. Alarm, reset, silence, disconnect, supervisory, abort, release, alarm matrix, fan, speaker, disable, alarm. Many options. We'll leave it. $12. Which is 12? What's 12? 15, 12. Red push button. Switch, alarm, that's perfect. 13. 13 is this that belongs to the addressable disable units. This is supposed to be a disable switch. The default, like I showed you, is an alarm. We have to go inside and tell the switch you are not an alarm. You are a disable. Reset? No. Silence? No. Disconnect? No. Supervisory? Abort? Release? Alarm? Fan? Speaker? Disable. What would I like this input to disable? What did we build before? I would like you to go to group number 1, that's the default. How many minutes would you like me to disable the detectors? How long is the show?
Half an hour.
Yes, since we don't have half an hour, we have to do shopping on Saturday. So 2 minutes. Okay? 2 minutes, group number 1, number 13 is a disable. Perfect. Over here, by the way, press enter to edit. I can write the name, description. It will take time because you have to go like this and choose number L, OM, ON. Let's say I made a mistake. I must go over here. And do like this, enter. But I must stand on this one first, okay? Number 13 is a disable. Okay. 14. Number 14 is a sounder because that's the default. But I don't want this to work as a sounder. I would like this to light up the light as soon as it's disabled. So I'll go to Control Out because this is an output. And you say you will work when you're disabled. Control Out. Disable. I don't want this to work as general. I would like this to work as a device matrix. Now I'm going to show you something that will repeat itself like before. How many are selected? How many are selected? Device selected 0. Okay? You should have seen it very quickly. Device selected 0. I didn't select anything. Let's select. Address number 1, I would like it to select it. Enable. Address number 2, enable. Address number 3, enable. Opa. Device not applicable for metrics. Okay, sorry. Address number 4. Oopsie. Number 4. Enable. Number 5. Enable. 6. Enable. Now 5 I don't need because we didn't put it in before. Okay? I can carry on and on and on and put in those 13 that I had before, but it's enough. I don't need any more. 15. What is 15? Extinguisher. I already programmed it. But I would like you to see what I did. Okay? I went to extinguisher, type extinguisher. How many seconds would I like this to give you? 24 volts. This will give me 15 seconds, 24 volts. Okay? The law says about extinguishing that it must discharge of the gas maximum 10 seconds. So I gave it 15 seconds. There are some places that it's not 15 seconds. Have a look. Infinity. Forever until I do reset. Why? Why do some of the extinguishing I'll have to do forever until reset? Which extinguished is there that does it? I'll give you a hint. You work with sprinklers? Okay, so that's one of the hints. What's the answer?
If the acceptor didn't work.
If the what?
Acceptor didn't work.
No. Have you ever worked with extinguishing with foam, like special soap or something? Foam for oil and gasoline?
Yes.
It's like fluffy like shampoo. Foam. Okay? Shampoo you understood, huh? I don't know what shampoo. So that thing, let's say you have a hangar, big warehouse. There's no time for that. It will work until everything's okay, and then you do reset, then only then that will stop. It's not 15 seconds. You know what I mean? So I'll give it 15 seconds. Now, delay. Let's say it's a data center. And I don't want people to die, not because of me. I will give them a command, leave the room, because in another 30 seconds or 40 seconds, I'm going to use the extinguisher. It's going to open. So here I'm going to give the delay. I programmed it as a device matrix. Let's see who we have. Event control device matrix, 2 alarms from the selected devices. What are the selected devices? How many devices did I select? 3. The first one is address number 1. The second one is address number 2. And the third one is address number 18, which is a release push button. If I press the yellow release push button, it will go off automatically. And if not, it will wait for detector number 1 and detector number 2. Only then it will work. Number 16. 16 I can leave, it's not a sounder. 16 is the flash, horn. Since I'm trying to teach myself not to do sounder because it's not a sounder, I'll change it to something else. I'll change it to a lamp. It's also an output, I don't care. But it's not a sounder. 17. Which one is 17? 17 is the third address of the ADR-7000, an IDC. I'll leave it. And 18 already programmed is a release switch button. I'll go up to 20 because I don't have 20, but I would like to teach you something. So address number 20, I'll go to the menu of the outputs. This is the power supply, by the way. We give it an address and then it will monitor it. Control out. Control out. Let's look at the modes. Whenever it's activated, it will be activated by an alarm. This will be activated by a fault. This will be activated by a fan, smoke control panel, dumper, speaker, disable, mixed. I would like to stop here. Mixed is a very clever function. When I say listen carefully, it's again to you, because you're only technician that's here. I'll give you the best real example because it was real. I used this over there. There was a big factory with many doors. And 3 years ago, we connected an output module in each door, 20 doors, okay? In order to open the magnets when there's fire. When there's an alarm with fire, or 2 alarms, or whatever, open, give a command to all the 20 doors, open the doors automatically. That's no problem up until now. After 3 years, we got demand, because when we have missiles, it's there's action over there. But let's say for an earthquake, as soon as we have a notification that is an earthquake, I would like the doors to open automatically. So I told him, what's the problem? I'll take the dry contact from that Wi-Fi machine that the government gave for earthquakes, I'll connect it to an input device that will create an alarm. I'll do it in alarm matrix. In other words, 2 or 3 alarms, I don't care. And then the doors will open. He said that's a very good idea, but this is not an alarm. I don't want people to think that there's fire in the building, because there's no fire in the building. We got an alert, there's going to be an earthquake. I would like the doors to open, to go open themselves and go somewhere where you can keep yourself safe. I took. Now there's another way. I can take the input, change it to supervisory. What must I give him? The supervisory. What must I give the supervisory? Something in common. Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. Zone, your friend, zone. You must give that input. You won't remember that, huh? You must give that friend input, a zone, because it's supervisory. If you try and do a program on the computer, automatically it will give you a screen, choose a zone, automatically. So even if you forget, it'll give you to like on your face. Choose a zone. Okay. And then I can do another thing. I can buy 20 more cards, install 20 cards next to each door, and when there's an alarm, it will open, and the card that I gave, I'll call it your control out supervisory with the same zone like the switch. And it will work, I promise you. But then the customer has to pay 20 cards, and I have to take a step ladder and go 20 places, open boxes, drill, connect, find 20 spare addresses on the control panel. Maybe I don't have. Or I can do another magic. That magic is called mixed. This mixed can work either from supervisory or from an alarm. This is a clever thing. So if it's mixed, I go to zone, give it the same zone like the input supervisory, and then the same matrix that I had over here, I leave it, I don't touch it. If it was general or device matrix or whatever, I don't touch the device matrix. It stays exactly the same. I just change the mode and give it a zone. Finished. I didn't change cards. I was there for half an hour and bye-bye. Finished what they wanted. So this is mixed. That's it. What about that? Any question about manual programming? Yes?